everyone. So, we have the task to explain how Trello works, what it is, who is it for, everything that is good for your knowledge to get to know Trello. So, as you know, Trello is a collaboration tool that organizes your projects into boards. Basically, it is made for people who are under pressure, they need to talk to people, they had a lot of different tasks, what's up next, what's the current project, what is completed. So, who is it made for? Basically, it is made for everyone that wants to has his tasks done fast and to have a global view of everything. So if you're in a university and you just want to know what is up next, what projects you have to do, or you're working as a project management in a company, or you just want to have a list of what you have to do with your girlfriend, whatever you want, just go for it. Trello is a perfect app to organize everything. So in one glance, Trello tells you what's being worked on, who's working on what, and where something is in process. Imagine a whiteboard filled with lists of sticky notes, okay? With each note as a task for you or your team. Now, imagine that each of those sticky notes has a photo, attachment, or other data sources like Bitbucket or Salesforce, documents in general, and a place to comment and collaborate with your teammates. So it is it's really good because you can have like a lot of things going on in one board. So now imagine that you can take that whiteboard anywhere you go, even on your smartphone, and access it from any computer through the web. That's basically Trello in short words. Okay, so let's go on with how it works. So before we talk about all the features, all the cards and lists and everything, I'm going to show you a list where you can see what points I'm going to be talking about. So first off, we'll be talking about the pricing, if it's worth it to have a business class or something more. And afterwards, we're going to be talking about how to sign up, the registration, all these things that normally you need to do when you want to use an app or a website. Then we're going to talk about the basics, so like starting a project or background or how basically the buttons work of Trello. Afterwards, so we're going to be talking about how to create a list, what you can do with the cards, and some other features that are really interesting to see. Last but not least, we're gonna talk about the power-ups and the automotion. As I told you before, it is one of the important stuff you need to know if you wanna work with Trello and get the full potential out of the app. So feel free to just skip some points if you already know about the pricing, if you just want to use it for free, or you just want to know a little bit about the power-ups and the automotion. We're going to just go down here and go to pricing. So there's different types of Trello, like the free version, the business class, and enterprise. I'm just going to go ahead and explain to you why would you pay for Trello if you can have it for free. So for example, you're a project management, you need to work with your engineers, with your transaction section, with a lot of people. So, and you want to share a video, but it's more than 10 megabits. So now you can see that with Trello, if you're in business class, you can have until 250 megabits per file attachment. You have, as the free version, unlimited personal boards, unlimited cards, and unlimited lists. You even get priority support and observers. Priority support basically is your priority for Trello. So if you have ask a question to the Trello team, they're going to help you at the moment. Observers is that you can ask a friend, okay, you need to do this project, but you can't touch anything. So with observers, you can do that, like just showing them what he has to do without editing anything. But the main reason for business class is that you can have unlimited team boards. So you can have unlimited boards where you can work with your friends, with your colleagues, with everyone. And the free version is just 10, which is more than enough for a person that is working in education, like in university or I don't know, whatever. So there's two other things, power-ups and butler. You will see what this is. Basically, the power-ups and the butler is the automation of a task. Here you can see you have a simple automation to your everyday task, and here you can unleash really the power of automation. And you have only one power-up in the free version and unlimited in the business class. So why would you need unlimited power-ups or unleash really the power of automation? So if you don't know what automation is, basically it is once you receive an email, you give it a task. So Kelly is sending you an email, and you want directly to create a card every time she sends you an email. So basically, you get this new tag in your card list saying email Kelly, so you know, okay, I need to create this new list of my project. That's basically automation and butler. You'll see later what exactly butler is and how we can create other motions. So basically, this is the pricing. Let's go to the basics and how to sign up. In Google Trello, this comes up. If you don't understand the language, just go down here. It's pretty easy. Just change the language to English or whatever language you want. Click on sign up. No need to write your email. You can just sign up with your Google account, Microsoft, or even Apple. As I've done that, I'm gonna jump this phase and just go to the email. And here it says verify your email. Just click on this and you have yourself verified for Trello. Once you've verified your email, you won't have this again. And this is going to ask you to start a new project. Here you can have a team type. I just put educational reasons. And here you can start adding your friends and everyone that is going to help you with the project. So as I talked to you, Trello is for free, but you can also have the business class type. I'm gonna explain later what you can have in the business classes. There's some advantages to it. It's gonna ask you to get started. We're just gonna click on that. And here comes the interesting part. You can go submit to unlimited boards, which is the business class, but we're not gonna do that. First things first, we're gonna go right here. So once you're this is like the main menu of your Trello board. You can find all the different types of templates, all your personal boards. You can create a new board. We're gonna just wait for that. I'm gonna show you here the templates. So this is kind of the fun part. Here you can just go off and see what other users do to their Trello and kind of just use their template and use their Trello board of how, if you like this kind of picture background, you can just click on it and it gives you even an explanation of how the board is made and what kind of template it is. So if you go on and click on the use it, create, I just put as a title web development. It's gonna create your board and you already have it created. It's that easy. So you can always change here the backlog, new features, these kind of stuff you can always change. But we want to go to the other boards. Here you can see the different boards you have. So the background, other people say it's not very important, but when you're working with different people, I think it is pretty important because when you're like working with other people, you have a lot of boards, a lot of projects. That's when it gets kind of messy once you have like 20 or 30 here. So you can differentiate them with the backgrounds you put in every project. So if you want to change the background, just go here, show menu. You have the change background button. You can either choose from a static color or a picture, and you have a lot of different types of picture, and it directly uploads and changes your background, where you can see it also here in the boards. So once you're more familiar with your background and everything, we're gonna just go ahead and start from the right side and go to the left and explain to you what all these stuff are. So here you have your account, your email. You can add another account. This is kind of a new feature. You can have different accounts on Trello, and you can edit your profile name right over here. Your username, which others can add you or see you as that name. Here you can see the activity you have, the cards you have kind of created, which are archived. Then some settings that you can change, like language or notification. You don't want to receive that many. It's kind of it says for itself what it is, every feature. And we have the notifications here. Here you can receive every notification if you have to do something. If something is due to next week, you will get a notification and you will have it right over here. So here you have the information button that kind of explains to you what I'm doing. You can get a new trip, a new tip every time you click on this, and it will give you an insight of what Trello can do. So here you have the plus button. Here you can create a new board, start with a template directly, create a team, add other people directly, and as always, they will always try to give you the benefit of the doubt, and maybe you want to do the business team, but we don't want that right now. So you have a menu button, which kind of is everything that we have over here, but in faster versions. Activity, power-ups you can get, butler, change the background. So you can do this here in this main menu. So let's go over the left side. So let's start off here with invite to board. You can create your team. So let's go on, and if you have already made a team, just create a new one or just choose an old one. I'm gonna create a new one. Two. Choose the type of team you want. If it's for a university, you can say it's educational. And right here, it's gonna create your team. And once you've done that, you can send the link to anyone you want, and they can join you from to this Trello board. So see, now you've created your board. You can create the link and just send this to anyone, or directly place the email here and just send it. On that, you can just go over here, stare at your project, and when you go to boards, you can see all your stared projects you have. You have this nice feature of seeing the board or seeing the calendar. So basically the calendar, what it does right now, I don't have any projects, but if you change board to a project where you have due dates, where you have other stuff, then you can go to the calendar and you see what is done, what is crossed out, and what you have due this week or other stuff. This is a great feature to have everything controlled and to make everything kind of faster and better. So this is the last bit of a button we have here, but this is not very important for Trello users because this switches to other apps that Atlassian, which is the company that did Trello, do for like more automation, and I haven't really dig into it, so it's not very important for you right now. If you want to use Trello. Now that you have a basic knowledge on what these buttons of Trello board can do, let's go ahead and explain how to create lists and how to describe the cards. Creating a list is not difficult. You just click on this and you just assign what you want to do. You can drag them like this if it's to-do list, to done, or in progress. Every list has different types of cards in them, and the cards you can describe them a lot. So let's go ahead and describe this card. You can just change it right over here. Set up the stand of the hallway. As you can see, it instantly changes the name of the description. So you can do different things in the card. You can do different actions. I'm going to go one by one and explain to you what you have here in the description. So you have the due date. The due date, you can change it right over here. You can add a date you have to finish the project. So if it's 5 minutes, you can just if you want a notification 5 minutes or 10 minutes or even a day, you can just put it here and then save it. Once you save it, it's going to be in the activity log. The activity log has everything that someone describes or does or changes. So you can add the member right over here, just like by clicking on it, and once you've added them, they will get a notification. Hello Manu, you'll have to finish this on this date. This is, as you can see, you have a little thingy right here, a little pencil. You can edit the label here, change members, or move or copy right over here. This is kind of the fast feature. If you don't want to go in this and search again here, you can just go ahead and move it from one board to another on this pencil. So let's go on with the description. Every card, you can also label it and create your own label. So for example, if you want to call it Sunday Fun Day, here you go, and make it yellow, of course. You create it and you have the Sunday Fun Day, and even the label is just gonna tell you which label you used. So everyone has to use the same one, or I don't know, you can even use one for every name. This is depending on what you want to do with it. You can add an attachment from your computer, from Trello, from Google Drive. There's a lot of things you can do. Even you can attach a link. But let's just go ahead and copy this and attach it. Once you've done that, you can see that your card changes a little bit the aspect. You still have the checklist, the attachment, and the people that are in the card, but you have a big picture on the card, and it's gonna describe it. Yes, let's go on with the actions. So you can move a card, as I told you before. You can just choose the position also, and you're just gonna move it in position, and you just move it from second to third. You can also do that with your lists. If you want to move your list, just click here and you can add them here, and you can even change the board of the list. There's a lot of things you can do with Trello. But let's go on with the actions. Making a template. This is an important feature. So if you have one template that you want to use with other lists or cards, you can make it a template, and it even tells you this is the template you can make. You can add the template and make another one. Create card from template. See, you have the same checklist. You can undo it if you want the same label, if you want the attachment on it, and in which list you want to have it. In progress, let's do without the attachment and create the card. This is a great feature. You can create different cards, and just by clicking on template, you can have it in other lists. But let's archive this, and we don't need it right now. So what else do we have? You can also you can just disconnect the template mode just by clicking it again. You can vote. You can see if the description is good. If you like it, then you can just vote a like, but you can't dislike it. That's a problem, because some people don't like something and they want to dislike, but yeah, they can't do it. They can write a comment and say, hey Isa, I dislike this, and they will get a notification that Amir wrote this, and you will see it right over here, the comment. You can just edit it also if you did. Do you think if you liked it in the end? Like this, and save it, or even delete it like that. So one thing I have not talked about are the checklists. The checklists are important because, for example, here in clear logistic issues, you have the checklist here. You can add checklists. I already created 2. You have maybe compare offers, book logistic services, and Larissa has done her job, and she just checks this one. So you have 50% done, and you will directly get notified that completed compare offers on this card. And you can also see that it is 1 out of 2 checked. So these are the cards. Let's go ahead and put some thought of how you can make your calendar look better and see how these are made. So if you have something due this week and you want to push it, just click on here, and here's 13th of October, and you can change the date right over here and the time. You can make a reminder of how much you want to be reminded of before, maybe 15 minutes, maybe a day, just for the people that don't do their stuff when they have to do it. And yeah, it's as easy as that. And you can see, change the due date of this card to tomorrow at 12. Okay, so now that you have created a little bit your board with cards and lists and description, let's go on to what power-ups are, which is here in the menu. You can go right here, click power-ups, and as you can see, I have the power-up of the calendar. What I showed you before was a power-up. You see, you can have a calendar, and you can see all your due dates, everything in your calendar, which is pretty cool because gives you an insight. So if you want to add another power-up, it's gonna tell you to pay. So we will have to take this away to use another one. The power-ups, there's a lot of power-ups. So you can link your account with Google Drive, with Evernote. You can do a lot of things. What I like to use is enable another custom field, which is this right here, custom field. What this does is, once you go on a card and you see, okay, you have your due date. Maybe let's go on one that has a due date, this one right here. Okay, so you have a due date. It was done yesterday at 12. Let's change this to tomorrow. Okay, so to tomorrow. Now you describe something like we need to have this done for tomorrow ASAP. Okay, so now you want to add another date and say, okay, I want to, right here, name it second chance of finishing the project or wherever. You can do anything, and you can add here a second due date to your card. So now you can see, as you can see, second chance of finishing the project, you have another due date. So power-ups, you can do a lot of things with it. This is one of the things I like to use while using power-ups. If you wanna have more use of power-ups, more use of Trello, of course they're gonna ask you to pay. So if you wanna use the calendar and have, I don't know, Evernote linked to your account, then you see get unlimited power-ups, and you need to have the business class. You can try it out for free for 2 weeks. If you like it, subscribe to it, pay the business class. I would recommend it if you're a project manager, but if you have this just for fun for projects in university and everything, I would just leave it on the free version. And yeah, this is power ups. So let's go to the last and best part actually, because this automation is just, it makes your life much easier, because once you have created all your lists and everything, and you want to drag something to in progress, and you want to add a due date and make it label, make a checklist, this is gonna take you a lot of time if you don't have Butler, which makes your automations. You can make rules, you can make card buttons, you can make a lot of things that makes your life easier. So I'm gonna show you guys the easiest one, which is to make a rule where once you move something from your to-do list, let's put this back here, and to in progress, then you should have after 48 hours a due date and a checklist directly made just by moving a description around. So let's go on to do that. So you go to rules right here, you go to create a rule and add a trigger. So the trigger is gonna be when you move a card, and it's gonna be to when a card is not added but moved is here. When a card is moved into card name in progress by me, then what do you want to happen? So we said we want to make a due date. So we go on dates, we set our due date to 48 hours. It's as easy as this, and we add this. So now when a card is moved into in progress by me, then you can just set a due date for 48 hours. Then you can make a checklist, add join members, subscribe to the card. You can do a lot of things. So let's do add a checklist, follow-up. And you can even write name checklist, or you can even make some follow-up dots. Let's just put it in follow-up. So let's save this and let's try to move it and see what happens. So it's right now enabled. This is also kind of a power-up. As you can see, we have the calendar power-up and the Butler power-up. But I would say automation is kind of its own feature. It has its own life because you can make so many things. So now then that we move this to in progress, you will see you will get your due date to 48 hours from today. This is a great feature for people that don't want to spend a lot of time moving around and describing every card. When they're doing one thing, they just want to have automated cards, so they don't have to lose that much time while doing these things. So I hope you had a great time watching this video. If you have any question, just ask me, write in the comments, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Bye.